Hi, Hunters. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joy,
And I'm Laura.
and this is The Witches of Letters, a supernatural rewatch podcast.
Buckle up for our end of season 4 wrap up.
So we've reached the end of season 4, and you know what that means. It's time for another wrap-up episode.
We are going to discuss our thoughts about the season. I have some more behind the scenes fun facts, and as usual, we will end with our end of season games.
I actually have a preamble for this one, even though it's not part of it, because before we started recording, Laura reminded me of something that I'd fully forgotten about. So I do the graphics for our podcast, and we were looking at the graphics for our podcast because we're really excited for what's coming up in season 5. Very excited to drop that.
Cool.
Yeah, she's really impressed with it. So we're talking about it. And we're looking at our podcasting mugs because we have mugs that have stickers of all of our seasons on them, which we usually bring to recording wrap-up episodes. It's just like a cute little tradition that we have. And Laura reminded me. So I use an art program to create like these identical art likenesses of us. And she reminded me that when I sent her the artwork for some of this season, she told me that I had a giraffe neck, like thinking that it was like a glitch. And I sent her photos of my actual real life giraffe neck and was like, no, I just have a really long neck. Thanks. Thanks for mocking my appearance.
I wasn't mocking your appearance.
But she didn't know that she was. And then I sent her photo evidence of the fact that like I have a really long neck. It just is what it is. And I told her like my grandma growing up, that was in vogue for women to have long necks in like the 40s and the 50s. That was the beauty standard. So it's probably because of that. Like she must have really wanted a long neck and manifested it in me, I guess.
You said that she called it a swan neck though, and I
Yeah,
called you a giraffe.
Yeah, and Laura was like, your giraffe neck. I was like, saying that I have a long neck is like saying that Jared Padalecki is tall. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a fact. So now whenever she looks at our artwork, she's like, giraffe neck. The one that she can't stand is season 3, and it's because the shading on it makes it look like my neck is even longer than it actually is. And she was like, why do you have a giraffe neck? Why is it like a mile long?
I mean, I kind of still stand by that.
Well, everyone will be delighted to hear that I've brought back Prank Wars, and I'm going to be reading some incredibly haunted doll stories to Laura, so it's fine. I'm going to get my own back in a minute anyway. But
No.
yeah, we should talk about this season now, probably.
Yeah. So much happened in season 4. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like season 4.
Me too. I love casts. So
Yeah.
And I've discovered my love of Cass this season. I was not always a Cass fan. I have to admit that. Like, I hold my hands up in shame and say I really wasn't. Like, I didn't always get Cass. But on this rewatch, I am obsessed with Cass. Cass is giving me life. He's everything. He's one of my favorite things about this season. I loved seeing Sam turn into a vampire.
Mhm.
Okay, so I really love that. I love like the dark Sam arc. That was really fun for me. Less so for Laura, probably. I love the meta episodes so much, and we get so many really great meta episodes in this season.
Yeah.
And I love Dean quoting Star Trek. Like Dean makes quite a few Star Trek references in this season, and that gave me life. So I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose we could talk about each of those a little bit. Like, well, the whole angels. There weren't any angels until the beginning of this season. It feels like they've been around for ages.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Cass has only been this season
yeah, it's true. Like
so far.
once you get here, it just feels like it's been part of it for forever. But
Mm.
I guess that shows that's really well integrated writing.
Yeah. And I wasn't sure to start with how I was going to feel about the angels, but I like how the angels are portrayed.
Well, yeah, because Laura hates like religious conversations.
I don't hate it. I mean, I was christened. I grew up going to church and stuff, but I not for very long, to be fair.
Well, no, I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm saying to put it more delicately. Laura does not enjoy the Christian patriarchy.
Yeah,
That's
I like
the
the
best
idea
way
of
that I can phrase
angels.
it. Yeah.
But so we've met Cass, obviously, who had his own arc of like we don't know he's just kind of like an angel, who's doing what he's told, and then he rebels, and then he gets disciplined for that, and now he's rebelling again. Um, Uriel is like starting an angel coup.
Yeah.
um, Anna, I like Anna.
And it was great, yeah.
And then Zachariah, I'm still like, I feel like he's going to be like Uriel. Like, I'm not really going to like him. I don't really like him.
I mean, I feel like in the last episode, he really, like, confirms that.
Yeah. And I do like, I commented on it a few times, I think, in previous episodes, but I like how the angels seem to be being run like a corporation.
Yeah.
That's just making it fun.
Well, I think it's the perfect metaphor to criticize a lot of things, but specifically to criticize the very powerful arm of the Christian church and decisions that it's made, colonization,
Hmm.
the deep dyed in the wool patriarchy that's baked into it. Women should be seen and not heard. Women should obey their husbands. Like, it's not
Yeah.
all Christianity, it's not all Christian practices. But when we look at Christianity as an institution
Yeah.
rather than as a religious practice, I think that's a really great way to have that discussion.
Yeah. We've also, like, Ruby obviously had a big storyline in this season as
Yeah.
well, because we did know of her before, but she became like a main character, I'd say, in this season.
Yeah.
And it started off, obviously, I didn't know where it was going. I did have a feeling that she was going to, well, she's a demon, so she was going to end up being like a bad guy, but not to the extent. I don't think I knew that the twist with her. I don't think I did see that completely coming. I thought it was going to
You
be.
didn't think that she was gonna end up being Lucifer's bestie.
No, I don't know what I thought, but it wasn't exactly that, because I was just like, oh, so she was just doing what Lilith was trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I still like Ruby as a character.
She's a great femme fatale, honestly.
Yeah, even though
Um,
she manipulated Sam.
well, I was gonna say I feel like she's not even morally gray because before I was gonna say she's my favorite morally gray character, but she's not. She comes across like that because her villain arc reveal is so late.
Yeah,
It's like actually just one episode that she's definitely fully the bad guy. And then the other sexy vampire stuff, like it's not good for Sam. You can tell it's not good for him, but it's not like
yeah,
she's not like outright evil. There's still the potential excuse that they're doing it to save the world. So it isn't
yeah.
until Lucifer Rising that she's like full villain. And even then, it's like what we said before about Yellow Eyes. I feel like she's a really likable villain. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, she's evil. Obviously, she's the bad guy here, but she's still really likable.
Why do we always like the bad guys? Like, we liked Gordon as well.
I mean, that's Sterling K. Brown. What are you? You can't, it's impossible. You can't not like anything that he does. Like,
But yeah.
he's Sterling K. Brown. Um, so yeah, no, I think something that Supernatural casting are really good at doing is getting people to play bad guys who
Mm,
have a lot of charm, a lot of gravitas, who have like that factor that makes them memorable villains. Like they have a real gift for casting very talented actors to play very memorable villains because if
yeah.
anybody else had been cast as like if there'd been another Ruby, I don't think it would be the same. I think Genevieve really makes that season her own and is incredible.
Mhm.
And that character could have been a lot less impactful if it wasn't for Genevieve.
I also liked how they there was enough kind of red herrings with Ruby's character, because it's like I kept thinking, okay, yeah, she's going to be bad at some point, but then she'd do something, like when she mentioned that she used to be human, or like she does something to like help Sam and Dean, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, so maybe no, maybe she will be a good guy, and then she'll do something else, and I want to know, maybe she's going to be a bad guy. So I liked that
Yeah.
about her as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that was really fun.
I did actually have what I'm going to call a fun fact, but it's from the commentary for Lucifer Rising, which was Kripke. It was just Kripke on his own.
The ultimate fun fact because it's from Kripke.
Yeah. And he said really nice things about Genevieve, and I wrote it down because he said nice things about Misha as well. He said that Genevieve was so good as Ruby, and he pointed out how the fans are really hard on her. He called them
Mm.
brutal,
Well,
to quite a lot of the
remember,
guest stars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you listen to our wrap-up episode from last season, you can hear us talk about some of the things that Genevieve had to deal with.
yeah, and, who played Bella?
Yeah. No, just we talked about the actresses on Supernatural and the fact that the reason why we weren't getting longer lasting female characters was because the vocal fandom, because it wasn't the whole fandom, we decided, and I looked into the
Yeah.
stats and stuff. It wasn't the whole fandom, but the vocal part of the fandom that was very active was super negative anytime we had like a strong female lead. So we have Joe. They hate Joe. They're like, no, she's
Yeah,
like a little sister. We hate her. Get rid of her. They hated Ruby in both iterations of Ruby, and we had to like really come to her defense. Both
yeah,
actresses got a lot of flack for it, like so much so that our sweet blonde Ruby, Katie Cassidy, actually ended up leaving.
yeah,
Um, so we cover all of that and a lot of behind the scenes in the season 3 wrap up. If you guys haven't heard or you're a newer listener, you can go back and check that out if you want to. But yeah,
mm,
for sure, it's really nice to hear Kripke talk nicely about Genevieve because the women got so many comments like about how like it was exploitative. It was about their hotness, criticism of
yeah.
their acting, stuff like that. It's just like trashy. We didn't like it.
No. But yeah, he said that he thinks she did a really great job and said that she was good with the mystery about which side she was on, which is kind of what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Um, and he said that you can also tell there were genuine feelings for Sam in there somewhere,
Yeah.
and also loneliness and humanity and the demonism that she
Yeah.
brings. She brings all of that to the role. And he said he was
Yeah.
proud of her. That
Oh,
was really
that's so
nice.
sweet.
Yeah, and he just really sings her praises, and I thought I liked that because we like her.
That is really nice. We do like her. That's really lovely to hear. Because I think Genevieve deserves so much credit, and I think she kind of gets it now. I
Mm,
think maybe I think more modern audiences, newer audiences are a lot more like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. Back in the day, from everything that I a remember as an original watcher, and b read in my research, like it was she just didn't get a lot of love. Um,
no,
I think there was a lot of petty jealousy. And
yeah,
I think she's amazing. I'm really glad that people are giving her her roses now because she deserves them. She's a great actress.
yeah, definitely. Another character I enjoyed the arc of this season was Lilith, mainly because it was nice to see her as an actual adult woman rather than
Yeah,
a
that's a
little
nice
girl.
development.
And she was so cool. And she was another demon Barbie, and we love our demon Barbies.
We do love our Demon Barbie. She was the Demon Barbie queen.
Yeah,
I can't think of like I feel like her and Ruby. Here's the thing that I think is so wild about Catherine Boucher's performance
yeah.
is I just learned that she was only supposed to ever be in one episode and that was supposed to
Ah,
be it, but they loved her so much, which I understand they asked her to come back, right?
yeah,
And the thing that hits me personally as a fan of the show is she's she's in like 2 episodes.
yeah.
But
She's not
we
in very many,
think
is
of
she?
her on the same footing as Ruby, Genevieve's
Hmm.
Ruby, who's in seasons, which
Yeah,
I think goes to show how impactful her performance is as Lilith. Like, because to
definitely.
leave that much of an impression, for us to be like, oh my gosh, Lilith, in the same breath that we're talking about a character that we've explored for how many seasons now? 3
Hmm.
seasons? Like, damn, girl. Okay.
Yeah, when you think of Lilith, she's who you think of. We don't really think of
Yeah.
the child actresses. Maybe that first one when we first met her,
Yeah.
but again, she was only in like one episode. I definitely think of like adult Ruby, I'm gonna call her. No, adult adult
Adult
Lilith,
Lilith.
I'm gonna call her.
Yeah. Grown Lilith, if you will.
Grown Lilith, yeah.
Grown Lilith. I think she's such a great actress. She goes toe to toe with like regulars that we see on the show. And actually, I know Jensen and Jared get asked the question a lot of like if you could see a supernatural villain come back on and have a longer story arc, who would it be? And
Mm.
I would have loved to see more of her
Yeah,
because we only get
definitely.
her for just a little bit. She does this fantastic performance and then she's gone forever.
Yeah.
And that's
And
sad
her
for
death
me.
is epic. Like that death
It
scene was
is
so good.
epic. I also feel like if it was somebody else, that scene could have just felt like straight up
Mm.
exploitation.
It's the bit
She
the bit where she kind of is taunting Sam because she knows he's gonna kill her anyway.
Yeah. Oh my god,
And it
she
was so
plays it
it's just
so
so good.
well.
Yeah.
It's so good because it's like You know how we compare everyone to Fred Lane?
Mhm.
I feel like it's like that. Like, she is the Fred Lane of this season.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, with Genevieve is fantastic, but Ruby isn't revealed to actually be a villain until, like, the very end, whereas we know
Mhm.
Lilith is a villain from the beginning. So we got all these different flavors of her performance,
Yeah.
in a way that's separate from the way that we view Ruby, right?
Mm.
And God, it's so much fun. It's so much fun to watch.
And the
Um,
arc itself of the character, because obviously there was a few different people playing her,
yeah,
throughout, and it was interesting to see how. Because to start with, I think we said that the character, when it was introduced, was kinda like, what did you say? Like a damp
a
squib or
wet
something, where
firework.
it's like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
kept calling her a wet firework.
because we were expecting it to be this more epic thing, but she does end
Yeah.
up that way.
Yeah, and well, see, that's the thing, because like, again, the young actresses are phenomenal, I'm not gonna take anything away from them, I love them so much, but it's a wildly different character, so I think we view for me personally, I view child Lilith as a completely separate character from adult Lilith. Like, I get the arc, I understand the arc, but they feel so distinct and so different, because obviously the kid actresses are not gonna perform the same story arc that she is, because she's an adult, and they have
Yeah.
that whole line with Sam and the whole, like, potential thing, like fling, if you will, with Sam and Lilith. And so we have like the backstory of her vessel being a dental hygienist. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this is another supernatural predicts or if this was like something just a weird funny thing or she'd already done it, but she was really um big for an Oral-B commercial that she did. So the part of me that likes to make these weird little connections in
Yeah.
supernatural is like that's a funny weird little connection that I like.
There you go, teeth.
Um
Teeth is the connection.
she has a beautiful smile. What can we
She does,
say?
in fairness.
Um, so yeah, just like overall, I wanted to take a moment to appreciate grown Lilith because like she really does she like steals the show.
Mhm.
And it's again, it's just like you have her for 2 episodes, but she goes toe to toe with villains that we've seen that have multiple story arcs, like crucial
Mhm.
story arcs. Like I would say that she's on the same level as like Alistair. He doesn't get a
Yeah.
lot of screen time, but I think he's had longer than her. And Fred Lane's version of Yellow Eyes, Azazel, and he
Mhm.
definitely has had more screen time than her. Um, and
Yeah.
Ruby, and like she has one of the most long female story arcs on the show, but like everybody knows her version of Lilith, and she was so important because her performance is what takes us out of that. Like, I guess what would be would you call it like a penultimate season? Because season 5 is supposed to be the last
Mhm.
season, so she's the key element in the lead up into what they thought would be the very last
Yeah.
season of the show. She's
Yes,
like the big
she was
bad.
really important because she
Yeah,
was the big old twist at the end of season 4.
exactly.
It's like, yeah.
So yeah, this has been a Catherine Boucher appreciation moment.
Yeah, cool. Um, what other characters do you wanna talk about?
Well, my next note is about character arcs.
Mhm.
Um because I feel like it was like for me, Ruby is important, Cass is important. Alistair, I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
remember the
Alistair.
name of his actor, but he's great. And I have
Yeah.
seen Jensen talk on panels before about how he wished that arc was a little longer
Mhm.
because he felt like um he was having such a good back and forth with that character, like him and Dean and that character.
Yeah.
And
He
how
was really scary.
he made it really scary. He made it
Mm.
really, really, really scary. Um, so that's very cool. Like those scenes were really terrifying.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
I I love seeing more of Bobby this
Yay,
season.
Bobby.
Like I feel like there's a little bit. I don't think I'm like imagining that. I do think we get a bit more Bobby this season, and that was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And I think those are the ones that really stuck out for me, honestly. Like those are
Mhm.
probably the characters that really made me think this season.
Yeah, but then obviously our main characters have had big story arcs because Dean was literally dead at the start of the
Mhm.
season.
He's a
He's come so
zombie.
far.
Yeah. Um, I love that story arc because so my notes for the character arcs I wrote down, I love watching Dean and the Angels, and the Russell Crowe storyline. 'Cause, like, Dean has such low self-esteem, and this season, everyone told him how special he is, and I agree.
Yeah.
And that was really wholesome and happy for me. He gets a literal angel on his shoulder in a lot of ways with Castiel, and I love that. I feel like this is finally what Dean deserves, and he people are finally like, "Yeah, you are important, Dean." He's like, "I'm not special," and everybody's like, "Yes, you are special."
He needs his affirmations.
He does need
We
to
told
give
him this, and I can't
affirmations.
remember what episode.
I can't remember either, but that was funny. Um, Sam being the bad guy hero slash morally gray type this whole season was really hot. Like that was such a thirst trap for me. I've never been so attracted to Sam. Obviously, I need help. That's very clear from that reaction on my part. But like sexy evil vampire, Sam is amazing. I had a lot less of a hard time with it than Laura did. Laura was like, "Oh my god, what's happening to Sam?" I was just like, "Yeah,
It's
sexy
interesting.
Dracula."
I have a love-hate relationship with Evil Sam because he Jared does it so well.
He does it so well. It's so satisfying to watch, guys.
It's so good, but
So
also
good.
I'm like, "But Sam's the good one. I don't want him to be evil. I don't like it."
Well, yeah, so that's why I think
Well, actually,
this
no, I misspoke. Dean's good as well. I didn't mean it that way.
no, that was a Freudian slip. Her true colors are showing.
I didn't mean he's the good one, but he's like, he's like the little brother. He's like Dean's little brother.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what we talked about in, like, I think it was season 3, like, part of season 2 and season 3, like, Sam transitions and becomes, like, the heart of the show. He's the sympathetic one. He's the one who's very gentle, like, he's always standing up for women and women's rights because
Yeah.
Dean becomes, like, the jokey Han Solo, like, kind of
Mm.
not always perfect character, right? And Sam was our touchstone for the good guy for a lot of this. And he's very sympathetic. He's very sweet. We all love him very much. I feel like he was so good in that episode where Meg is possessing him. He was so
Yes.
sexy as evil Sam. I think that a lot of this story arc was born out of the writers being like, "Oh shit, Jared is a hot villain. Like we should re-explore this." That's my honest to god theory. Cuz I don't know how much of what happens in this arc was already written or not. I don't know. So like that's just
Mm.
like I like to think that Jared just blew them all away and they were like, "Oh fuck, man, we need to have him wearing white and being bad more."
See,
Um
I was uncomfortable in that episode as well, wasn't I? But also, I still thought it was good. It was a good
yeah, it was
episode.
still really good.
It
Okay.
just, yeah.
My daddy shot your daddy in the head lives rent
Oh,
free in my head
yeah.
and also is a thirst trap on the internet, across the internet because Jared is amazing. So yeah, I can understand why for like Sam girls, this season is very difficult. Um, it's kind of like it was Dean's turn to be the one super suffering. He gets dragged to hell. Everything's terrible
Mm.
for him, like the other season. And this season, it's Sam's turn to be the one who's suffering more in a lot of
Yeah.
ways,
And
going
like
through the biggest changes.
he has been manipulated by someone he
Ruby,
thought cared about him
yeah.
as well, which is
Yeah.
like
Well, like, when
horrible.
you break it down, it's really dark because
Yeah.
Dean, who is his brother and also parental figure, dies horribly in front of him. He can't stop it. He goes
Yeah.
all full Terminator mode, tries to save him, tries to bring him back, tries to make a deal, tries absolutely everything. Like Sam is at rock bottom. Ruby comes along and we know she acts like a pseudo Dean. Like we've seen her take on a lot of Dean's characteristics. So she manipulates herself into the role of like his
Yeah.
pretend Dean because he's so vulnerable and he's in so much grief that it's easy for her to do that. Also, she's hot, like let's face it. So that's part of it. Okay. So Sam has this super hot girl filling this gap, phrasing. And then he's like, "Oh, I trust her. Oh, I care about," because you see it in this season that he cares about her. I
Mm.
think he fell for her and she fell for him in a lot of ways. I don't think that it was all total manipulation.
No, I do
Um
think Ruby did genuinely care about him, but also she was using him.
100%. Like, I think that what happened is the writers of Supernatural pick up on the vibe and write it into the show because it makes the show even better. And I feel like they
Yeah.
picked up on the chemistry between like Jared and Genevieve and
Mhm.
worked it in a little bit and made it a little bit like that. And I think it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
So
And she probably thought he was gonna stay evil, and then they'd
yeah.
just having a little evil life together.
Well, that's what I was saying in the season finale. Like she
Yeah.
had planned their wedding. Like she had picked out her dress. She had picked out his tux. She was going to introduce him to her dad, Lucifer,
Yeah.
and it was going to be happily ever after for them. That was what was going on in her head, I swear, because she's like, "You've got to admit that I'm awesome," and she's so happy, and she's so shocked when they kill her.
Yeah. See, that was shocking as well when they killed her. It's like, "Ooh, straight away,
Yeah,
straight in there with the knife, with her own
super.
knife."
Yeah, with her own knife, even worse, right? So yeah, so first for the Sam girls, I can see this being a mixed season because I've spoken to a couple more of your kind, Laura. And the
Of my kind.
conversations have been like it feels like there's one or two camps. Like one is the one that you're in where it's like it's really hard to watch this season in a lot of ways and it's really difficult to watch Sam go through all these things, which is very valid. And the other one is like, "Oh my god, evil Sam is super hot." Like it's these
Mm,
things are bad. We're sad for Sam, but also thank you, sweet Lord, for letting us see so much of Jared be so hot and so evil.
yeah.
And both are valid, both are valid.
See, it's there is that for me, definitely. But there's also the underlying, like, things that have happened in my personal life were also
Mhm.
it reminded me of that as well. Like, I've had
Yeah.
people in my life who have suffered from drug addictions and,
Yeah.
that hasn't ended well. And the whole demon blood addiction thing kind of hit me because of that, as well as it being Sam. Um,
It was a double whammy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like I say, Jared does it really well. It was really interesting. I like overall, I like the arc. It's just hard to watch.
On a slightly lighter note, because that was sad for all of us. No, I'm kidding. On a slightly lighter note, I really like watching all of these celestial beings fall in love with Dean.
Oh
Because, like, you
yeah, Cass
have,
and Dean got married. Can't
yeah,
forget that.
Cass and Dean
And
got
then they got
married.
divorced straight away.
Death, i.e., Tessa, is in love with Dean, as we
Oh
all
yeah.
know. And Anna, who's also an
Oh
angel,
yeah.
gets it on with Dean and also really likes Dean quite a lot.
I actually
Um,
ship Anna and Dean, by the way.
yeah, that makes sense. I like them together too. So, like,
Hi
this
guys.
whole season
That was so funny.
that is one of my favorite moments. That's in, like, my favorite quotes later when we get there. Hi, guys. Everybody almost dies. Um, so yeah, I really like watching all of the powers that be like, "Oh my god, Dean Winchester is so hot." And I sort of feel like that's, again, like, the writers incorporate in real life because obviously Jensen Ackles is amazing, and
Yeah.
everybody has been like, "Oh my god, Jensen Ackles." So it sort of feels like a bit of an integration of, like, "Holy shit, Dean's so hot that he's pulled angels. God thinks he's really special." And, and also Death was like, "Wow, that's a hot boy. Let me make myself pretty for him."
Yeah.
Yeah, I stand by all that.
I hope for Dean moving forward, I hope that Dean has some more confidence in himself.
Especially after all of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta be the biggest confidence boost ever. Literally forces of the universe are like, "Wow, hi."
And he has said, oh no, wait, no, they didn't stop. I was like, oh, and he saved the world. No, no, the apocalypse is happening. I forgot.
He
I
tried
forgot.
really hard. He got really close.
He killed Ruby.
He did kill Ruby.
So yeah, so I think that's all my character notes. Although I do just want to read out what I wrote in my notes. When I'd written about character arcs, I wrote Sam, where to bloody start, and then I realised what I said, and
Phrasing.
I wrote, I 100% didn't mean to make that pun. Like it was a genuine pun, and I was proud of it.
Yeah. No, I like that too. It's good.
Oh, also, I genuinely don't know what is going to happen at the beginning of season 5 because I know I said behind the scenes, fun fact, I said to Joy last week when we recorded the finale, I was like, I don't think I can wait 2 weeks to watch the beginning of season 5. But I genuinely haven't had time this week to watch it, so I do not know what happens in the next episode.
Oh, wow.
as we are recording this. But yeah, so I'm excited and I definitely will be watching it this weekend.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. I'm really excited for the Lucifer episodes because Laura's gonna thirst so hard over Lucifer.
Yeah, I already know I fancy
That's
him.
my prediction, by the way. That's my prediction for next season. Just Laura being like, "Oh my god, he's so hot though."
So before we move on to like podcast highlights and stuff, I thought I'd read out some of the fun facts that I got from the commentary on Lucifer Rising with Kripke, like I was saying before, because some of them are really fun. So Kripke actually directed that episode for a start, and I don't know if he directed an episode before, but he was making a big deal about it, and he was saying that it was always Kim Manners who directed the finales, and obviously
Yeah.
because Kim died, he felt strongly he wanted to do it and create a finale that Kim would be proud of. So he was trying to like
Oh.
do types of shots that Kim would have done and stuff like that.
Oh my god, the whole thing is an homage. That's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was really nice, and he said that directing was way more fun than writing, but really stressful. um,
Amazing.
he said originally the episode had more non-violence than what made it into the episode.
More non-violence.
But he was told off by Bob Singer, so he was going to have a nun crucified. But Bob told him that was going too far.
That was too much. Like, basically, Eric Kripke clearly wrote The Conjuring. Like, at this point, this whole episode would have just, because it gave me The Conjuring vibes when I was watching it, and now that I know what
Yeah.
his original plans were, it would have straight been The Conjuring. Like, he's great at writing horror, so it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me that he was like, let's go darker, more.
He said that that's why most of the non-violence is off camera, because we just hear them screaming, don't we?
Yeah, that is hilarious. He's like, make it worse.
He also said he was talking about the Lucifer stuff and how he kind of had planned for that. And everything that the demons have done in the series so far is linked to freeing Lucifer. So he then said in chronological order, Yellow Eyes in 1972 found where Lucifer's cage door opens. And that's this episode with the
Yeah,
priest.
yeah,
Lucifer tells him to get Lilith out of hell, which is the Devil's Gate opening at the end of season 2,
yeah,
and find a special child, which is Sam, and bring him here. And
yeah.
then Yellow Eyes goes after Mary Winchester, and then all the special children were born. And all of that is leading up to this, like Lucifer Rising.
Yeah, I love the detail in his arcs and his storytelling because when he does storytelling, he always puts an insane amount of detail into it. And
Mhm.
for me, as somebody who likes to nerd out over stuff, I really appreciate that about him because he buries
Yeah.
Easter eggs, continuity, like there's so much that goes into his process, I feel like. And I really appreciate him for that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. He also mentioned, so obviously the commentary was at the time these were airing, and he announced that Misha Collins was going to be a series regular in season 5. And he was saying about how great he is, and that's when he was then talking about Genevieve as well. He said that Misha made the Angel storyline work because he was so mysterious and interesting, and he could hold his own against Jared Jensen.
Yeah, because like we mentioned, he wasn't supposed to be a series regular at all. He
No.
was supposed to be a bit part, wasn't he? And then he was so good, they were like, "Oh, we're keeping him," which is hilarious because he's also responsible for Batman voice happening on Supernatural, where everybody's voices get consecutively lower.
That was good. Oh, the infinity mirror. You know, in the episode when I was saying about how that was a really cool shot when Zachariah sits down and we see him
Yeah.
like in the mirror. He explained how that was done. So it was done by shooting through one-way glass. So like they had an interrogation mirror. So you couldn't see the camera, but he could
Ah,
point it directly at
nice.
the mirror. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's
I was
sick.
like, oh, I wondered how they'd done that. Oh, he did clear up some angel stuff because I didn't say this earlier, but I'd written down about Uriel and how it actually confused me, his storyline, because he led us to believe he was going behind the other angels and God's back to free Lucifer. But then we find out that's what the
Yeah.
angels wanted anyway. So I was like, I don't get this.
Yeah.
And then Kripke said, he explained, yeah, during Zachariah's speech in this episode, he said the angels aren't really in cahoots with the demons, but both sides do want to bring on the apocalypse. Because we'd questioned that before, like, were they working
Yeah.
together? And that he said they just want they want Dean to battle Lucifer and bring on the apocalypse because the prophecy says that there will be paradise on earth. Cass didn't know about it, but the upper level of angels did. And he says that the writers knew this from the start before they started writing the angels in, that they were going to do the double cross.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah. And this one is just the last scene. So Ruby's last scene, he was talking about Jen again. But I think this will be good for people that appreciate the like Jared and Jen thing.
Yeah.
So he said that they always knew about her storyline as well, that she was a double agent and was evil. That was planned right from the beginning. And he'd spoken to Jen about it, like about doing this last scene. And she was being gentle on purpose rather than evil because of the caring about Sam. And he said that her and
Oh.
Jared worked really hard on that scene together. Like they really like
Oh,
rehearsed it loads.
I love that.
So yeah, sweet. That's all my fun facts.
That is very sweet. I love that so much. Those are
I
great.
like the
Thank you,
crypty ones when
Laura.
he does commentary.
Yeah, I love when you come and tell us all of the like Kripke interview stuff. That's one of my favorite things.
So now should we talk about podcast highlights?
Yep.
I think for me it's guest related. So we guested on Spirits and Supernatural. We did an episode with them and that was really
Hmm.
fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. And then we had Wally from the Wallyverse on our podcast for last episode.
Yeah.
And that was also really fun and he had loads of really interesting things to say.
Yeah, for
Um
sure.
yeah.
Also, if you guys have anything else that you want to say about that episode, go ahead and comment on this episode and we'll make sure that we pass that on.
Yeah.
So, I'll start with my highlights from guests. So, one of my first highlights is becoming pals with Wally from the Wallyverse and recording with him. It was so much fun. That
Yeah.
was really wild because basically I saw his content first, loved it so much, and then randomly messaged him about something totally unrelated. Wasn't really thinking about anything. And I had no clue that we were going to end up getting along so well. And then one day I was eating my Delulu flakes. I feel like Laura can vouch for this. That usually I'm like really chill, but on these random days I wake up thinking that I can do anything, and my confidence levels are absolutely outrageous. And I just decided to ask Wally to hop on an episode, and, and he agreed. And then we spent like a full 3 hours talking.
Wasn't he
So
like because he wanted to do the finale because he wanted to see my reaction because I
yeah,
hadn't watched it before, obviously. That was that was funny.
yeah, yeah. So like, um, Laura is obviously hilarious, and I think one of our draws as a podcast is because she has never seen it before. So it's really appealing to people to like witness her reaction and her what the fucks for the first time in real time, to like be sitting with Laura while she's like, what the hell? Like, one of my favorite ones was, it's like, I think it's season 2 when Sam dies for the first time. And she was like, what do you mean he's dead? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Um,
Before I
so that
realized that everyone dies.
everyone dies all the time. It's supernatural. Um, so yeah, so that was really 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 fun. It's really good to have that element to things, and I think it's really fun for us because it allows new listeners to relate to us in a different way, because there are still people that are discovering supernatural in 2025. I have more to say about that. I have stats, guys, about that. So she's very much far from alone. And it's nice to have that face to the fandom. It's nice to have a brand new fan to talk to every week, as she gets like, it's one of the things that I love the most about this podcast is I get to see Laura's live reactions to things. And it's like I'm experiencing it for the first time as well because of her and her experiences. So that's really fun.
Or you'll get my
Um
voice notes as I'm watching it and be
oh
like,
yeah, her
I've
like
just
live
watched this.
reactions.
What? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah. You need to remember that Threads is a thing and do that more on Threads too, because that's also very fun.
Oh yeah, I really do because we usually get loads of comments on those posts and I keep forgetting to do it.
Because it's really fun for everyone. If you guys could help me out and just like harass her, like comment so much on this episode that she needs to live tweet, for lack of a better word, her responses on threads, then she will. So like just basically like encourage slash bully her, remind her, if you will, that that's something that she should do.
Yeah.
So my other highlight about that is guesting on Spirits and Supernatural.
Yeah,
It
they're
was
so fun.
so good. I ended up becoming a fan of theirs. Like I already liked them. They were already on my list. And then we guested on their podcast and I really genuinely became a fan from that experience. Like they're so brilliant. Jenny and Dawn are witty. They are like they have these really interesting insights into things. They're very character driven. They make drinks and that's so much fun. Like each drink
Yeah.
is themed to whatever they're talking about. Like they have character based drinks. They do mocktails, so it's accessible for everyone. And they do like your standard drinks as well. So if you're somebody who enjoys a drink, then you're covered. If you're somebody who is sober or doesn't drink for whatever reason, you're also covered. Everybody's included. They have such a welcoming vibe, and we really had the best time. Um, I'll tag them. It won't be me, it'll be Laura. Laura will tag them at the end of this episode. I feel like we have a lot of crossover now because we've both talked about each other's podcasts, and
Mm.
I think a lot of our listeners are their listeners at this point, and I love that so much. But if you're new here and you haven't listened to Spirits and Supernatural, definitely do yourself a favor and go and listen. They've
Mm.
had celebrity guests on. They've had Matt Cohen on, who played Young John. They're doing brilliant stuff. You should really go and check them out.
Yeah.
Um,
And I just want to point out that I would love to be able to listen to their podcast because I really enjoyed the one that we were on.
oh yeah, she's so mad about this because
But because
she's
there's
keeping
spoilers, I
herself
can't.
spoiler free.
But I really want to listen to it, so I will. I will eventually listen to them when I can. And Joy
Yeah,
sometimes does tell me you can listen to like between this
this minute
time in
and
this
this minute.
episode,
Yeah.
and that's helpful because then it's good because they were really fun. I also want to just say about like us going on their podcast. There's a lot of kind of I don't know, competition with podcasts that are similar, and
Mhm.
I like that we don't have that, and it's more kind of like women supporting women vibes
Yeah.
rather than feeling competitive, and I just really like that about our collaborations, and yeah.
No, I 100% agree. And actually, they are going to be guesting on our podcast this season coming up. So stay tuned for that because we're going to have Jenny and Dawn on, and it's going to be an
They're so
absolute
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
They are so much fun. We're going to have the time of our lives. So my next notes are just like generalized highlights. So moving on from the theme of guests and guesting. Um Lilith wished me happy birthday this year and
Oh yeah.
I lost my shit. So Catherine, this is one of the things that she did that was super, super kind was I happened to comment on something that she was like a part of that post. And I'd mentioned that it was my birthday and she immediately said happy birthday. And that was just so sweet and made my year, honestly. Like I am still not over it. I still think it's so cool. She's
It is really cool.
kind and like basically the SPN verse and our friends at Spirits and Supernatural had put up this sort of like campaign because Jenny from Spirits and Supernatural was talking to her and saying like, why aren't you at conventions? And she basically said, well,
Mm.
they need to invite me. Like you've got to be invited to go to conventions. And
Ah.
my mind was blown because I was like, what do you mean they're not inviting her? She's like one of the most pivotal characters and one of the most important parts of the story. I don't understand why she wouldn't be there. So the SPN verse and Spirits and Supernatural were putting posts up to be like, you need to get her there. And I was like, yeah, you need to get her there.
Yeah.
And so basically, that is how this interaction was spawned. And I'm never getting over this fact. Like, I think she is so cool. And so being told, like, happy birthday made my life complete, honestly. I'm very happy.
That is really cool. One of my other highlights actually links to your birthday. So I just put about growing the community. Like I feel like we're getting a community now, and I feel
Yeah, we
like part
are.
of the
Yeah.
fandom. And I just want to say how sweet everyone was on Joy's birthday. So I put a post up because I do go on Instagram occasionally.
Sometimes when I let her out of her cage.
I put a
People
post.
act and Laura acts like I'm stopping up. She has access to the account, guys. She just doesn't want to go on it.
No, I'm too scared because I go on there and then I accidentally go on like notifications and I'm like, oh no, now Joy's not
And
going to
then
know what
she
notifications.
messages me because she's so scared that she's gonna have seen something, and then I won't be notified, and then someone's gonna get missed, like their comment's gonna get missed or something. She's adorable. Okay,
Yeah.
she's adorable.
Also,
So
I
it's
do try to avoid spoilers as much as possible, and
she does,
just going on the
yes.
account, sometimes I'll be like, no, I'm going to get spoilers.
Yeah, that
Um,
that makes sense. So that's why Laura is less on the Instagram
yeah,
page. She obviously does the whole of Spotify.
yeah,
Um,
and I put the out of context quotes up, but that's what I
yeah,
do on there
yeah, and Threads
when I remember to go on there.
when you remember it exists.
I I put a story on with a comment box for Joy's birthday, and there were so many listeners who sent in such lovely comments, and yeah, and we've made connections with people, and I just think it's really cool.
No, it is so cool. People tell us now when they're having a bad day. They tell us when they're having a good day. Like
Yeah,
we've made real friendships. We've learned so much about our listeners. Like we actually have a community and I love that so much. Actually, a lot of what I have to say for the rest of my highlights has to do with that.
I do give
Um,
you full credit for that, by the way. You're the community builder because I'm rubbish at it.
okay, no, that's not true. If you love Laura, I want you to leave a yellow heart in the comments. Okay, and I'm going to add something on our Instagram too so that everybody can have an opportunity. She really downplays what she does and it's very silly of her. So you guys can help me show that this is very silly. Yellow hearts everywhere. I get so many comments on our Instagram page too about things that you've said specifically that sometimes I low key am slightly jealous. So
Well,
you
I
should
mean,
know.
we know that I'm the funny one.
Wow.
No, we're both funny.
Gee,
I love
thanks.
doing our out of context quotes because it just cracks me up. Like when I'm editing, I'm just sitting here laughing. It's so funny.
The out of context quotes are fire. I love them so much. I get so excited because every week I get a sneak preview. Um,
I always write down about, I don't know, I end up having to narrow it down to 20 because that's what Instagram does. Sometimes I don't put 20 up because that's a bit too many, but I have way more than that when I edit. I have about 40 and I have to narrow it down.
wow. No, I honestly I love them so much. A lot of people love them actually. I hear a lot of comments based on those out of context quotes. Like you are very much a part of this community building too. Um, so yeah, that's why the yellow hearts.
Okay, I'll take partial credit then.
Yes, thank you. It's 50-50. Okay, it's 50-50. So my other highlights that go into our community, I finally got to be part of a supernatural charity drive. And the 20th anniversary, being a part of the fandom for that was so much fun because this is the most active that I've been in the fandom. Rather than just being somebody who like sits and like watches conventions footage and watches when Jared or Jensen do an interview, like this time I've actually been a part of the fandom.
Yeah.
And that's been amazing. So instead of being on the outside looking in, I've been part of it, and that's oh my god, that's made my day. Our content has gone fucking wild, you guys, and we jumped to 5.3K in literally a few weeks. I don't know from what number exactly, but it was like 1,000 less. Like we jumped 1,000 and a bit in a couple of weeks, basically. It was
Hmm.
absolutely insane. Um, Another highlight for me was Anywhere But There Fangirl rated us as her favorite supernatural rewatch
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
made by fans.
Mhm.
And Then and Now saw her post and we're like, yes, listen to all of these podcasts. Obviously, they were also
Oh, yeah, I remember
recommended. It was a little bit
that.
witty, but I was like, that makes me feel like secondhand we have a recommendation
They know we
from
exist.
they know we exist. We're in the world. We have a foot in the world. And that was incredible. Actually has done a full review of SPN podcasts, and it's super cool. I'm not just saying that because she gave us a nice review. I swear. So you can find all of that in her podcast highlights on her page, and I've put a link in my notes that I'll have Laura link into this episode, so you guys can go to her because she doesn't get enough eyeballs. Honestly, like
Mm.
she's incredible. She reminds me of Bestie Emmy. It's very much like that kind of content. She's like she does like fandom news concerns. She covers events. She goes into really great detail. Anything that she reviews or discusses, she goes into really good detail. She doesn't talk about it, but she actually has a doctorate. So like she
Hmm.
knows what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah.
Um, Super
She just seems
awesome.
really nice as well.
She is really, really sweet. I love her so much, and she's going to be a special guest on our podcast coming up too. So you guys are going to get a taste of like how good she is firsthand, and that's going to be so much fun. I'm super looking forward to that. Um, so make sure that you stay tuned, pay attention to her page, give her a follow if you haven't already, please, and like just show some community support. Okay. The other thing that blew my mind, like shook me, was not only did we have this huge growth spurt, but according to our Spotify Wrapped, we received more comments than 98% of shows. Fans
Oh yeah,
listen
that
to
was.
us longer than 95% of other shows, and we
Mhm.
grew more than 95% of shows this year. 35 countries listen to us every week. I am I am shook.
Yeah,
Y'all,
Spotify Wrapped is wild.
Spotify Wrapped has changed our lives this year, honestly. Um, you guys have also been like, because I had that whole thing with Wally before the reveal and the lead up to revealing that Wally is our guest. Where it's like, who is coming on? And you guys have been guessing cast members are coming on the podcast, and that made my year, honestly. Thank you so much. Because all of these things, the Spotify numbers, the big growth, like all of this stuff is from you, the listeners. Like you are all of this. I I I'm sharing these things because I'm blown away and I don't even know how to thank you. This was all of you literally doing this, and I just want to say that I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Cuz
And
like,
thanks for believing that we could get cast members on.
right? Just being like casually like, "Oh yeah, is it Jensen Ackles?" I was like, "What?" And thank you.
Can you imagine? We'd be like, yeah, this is the
It's just
first trap.
no, I know. I've had this conversation with Laura. I was like, in our wildest dreams, I was like, "Can you imagine if we ever landed like Jensen or Jared, and we're doing what we usually do
We'd
on
have
an
to abandon
episode?"
thirst traps that episode.
Yeah, or it'd be
That would
like,
be too weird.
"Respectfully, respectfully, sir, that was amazing. Respectfully, your
Respectfully,
jaw
you
clench was
were
great.
super hot.
Respectfully, thank you for doing that. Respectfully, your eyes are a pretty color." I don't know, something like that. Like it would be that, or we would have to change the formula, and I would feel sad to change the formula. Like we'd have to figure out a way to do it where it's not weird and they have fun. Um, but yeah, you guys have made my life have a different meaning because of what's happened this year. I feel so much more confident in myself. I feel like I have community in the fandom. I have had the time of my life this season on the podcast. Everything has been an absolute joy. And I really can't thank you guys enough. Like, honestly, this is the best fandom. And I'm so grateful that you guys are our listeners. Like, we have the best listeners in the world.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you. And like I say, it's really good to feel like we are building a little community within the SPN fandom and feeling more part of it now as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not just
And
us talking into our microphones, although it kind of is, but we know that people
we
are
absolutely are just talking into our
listening.
microphones. Well, no, okay. So for the longest time, Laura is beautiful, but your girl, she is shy. Okay, she is shy. That is part of it. She has grown so much in confidence over these years, which is a huge part of you guys. Thank you for doing that for her. Um, and also Laura for stepping up. You did a good job because this is a wildly different experience. Because when we first started recording, I'd be like blah 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 blah, and Laura would be like, and
Oh,
now she's like, shut up, I'm funnier than you. So,
actually, well, I've always had the sassiness. I'm just when I first meet people, I come across as shy, and I feel like that's the same with the podcast. Like when I first started the podcast, it's like
yeah,
meeting loads of new people, sort of.
yeah,
Um, it's that being perceived thing. That does actually lead me to. I had a question that I was going to ask at the end, but I might as well ask it now. I feel like our podcast is so different now than it was right at the beginning. But
yeah.
because we're a rewatch podcast, I'm very aware that most people will start from the beginning. And so I wanted to just ask listeners, when you first started listening, did you start from the most current episode or the pilot episode, or a mixture? Some people do a bit of both. Because I I would prefer people to listen now and then go back so they know what we're like now. Because I feel like I don't come across the same right at the beginning.
You've grown a lot. You've grown a lot, and you've grown into yourself on the podcast a lot.
Yeah.
So I can totally see that, and I can be like, I can see why you would be like, no, listen to me now, and then if you must go and listen to the beginning. But you're always hilarious. You always made great points. Like you were always fantastic. Um, if you guys like Flora from the beginning, drop me a penguin emoji. And also go and tell me on Instagram if you want to. I'm going to send her lots of nice messages. We're going to build up Laura. That's the mission. Um,
It's going to make me feel embarrassed because
that's
I'm
okay.
British.
Yeah, British people don't love getting compliments, but they need to. Okay,
I
she
don't
needs to
like
know.
compliments.
She needs to know that she is great and that none of this would exist without her. Yeah, so Laura, more than anyone, has actually shaped this experience because she edits the podcast.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like she makes us sound hinged instead of unhinged.
Well,
Um,
sometimes.
sometimes sometimes we still sound unhinged, but like in an entertaining way, clearly. Um, so like that is where our community comes from, which is why I love screaming praise Laura from the rooftops, because Laura is a huge reason why we have what we have. Without her, none of this exists. And speaking of the fandom, I have some fun facts about the fandom that I'm going to
Oh, cool.
tell everyone now. Okay. So, this blew my mind, all right? Buckle up, guys, because this is going to blow your mind too, I swear. So, Supernatural has strong streaming numbers, accumulating 11.9 billion minutes viewed on Netflix
Whoa.
in the first half of 2025. That's not
Yeah,
even for a year. That's the
and it's
first
been
half.
over for 5 years at that point.
Yep. Um, it
Before.
actually landed at number 15 on Nielsen's top 20 streaming shows for that period. This performance ranks it above newer hits like The White Lotus and classic favorites such as Friends. The show's popularity persists as it transitions to new platforms, and its high demand is also noted in other regions, such as the UK, where it has exceptional demand, according to Parrot Analytics.
Yeah.
Which, like, and I was like, okay, let me deep dive this. Like, let me learn more, because I learned about the whole 11.9 billion thing, and I was like, shut the front door. I have to know more about this. So in 2020, Supernatural was one of the most stream acquired series in the United States, with viewers watching 20.3 billion minutes of the show on Netflix. It was the sixth most streamed acquired series of the year and had strong performance for a long running show that concluded that year. So basically, because that was the last year that it ran, it went off the charts and people were loving it. And obviously, during lockdown, we were all watching a lot more TV as well. So that was really
Mhm.
like when TV shows were fighting it out for dominance, and Supernatural was right at the top.
Yeah.
Nielsen recently released their list of the top 20 streaming programs for the first half of 2025. And Supernatural made an appearance as number 15 on the list. Most of the other shows with streaming success had either recently aired new episodes or were ongoing series, making Supernatural's ranking even more impressive. Because as Laura pointed out, it's been over for like
Mm.
half a decade, but it's still duking it out with new and popular shows.
Yeah.
Um,
And like I said a couple of episodes ago, like when you watch it on Amazon Prime, it's still trending.
Absolutely. There's a whole article that's been written called Supernatural's Impressive Streaming Milestone Confirms How Badly We Need a Revival. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, yes, give us a revival, Queen. Make it
Yeah.
happen.
Although I'm not going to be able to watch it until we finish this podcast.
Oh, God, yeah. It's the longest running American live action fantasy TV series, period. It has 15 season, 327 episodes. Supernatural set the record for the longest running live action TV series in television history, according to
That is a
TV Line.
lot of episodes. Not going to lie, it's probably too many episodes.
Scandal. Right. So now I'm gonna drop what I call our lore. This comes from an article called "Supernatural Gets It: How One of the Largest Fandoms Understands the Internet Better Than the Rest," and this was written by Dana Rebeck. So she wrote this in 2016 for context. But I
Okay.
thought this was fascinating. So she says the CW Supernatural recently entered its 12th season and the show shows no sign of slowing down. Despite relatively low viewership, according to Nielsen, Supernatural averaged 2.75 million live viewers last season. The show continues to survive and thrive, and it owes some of its success to its secret weapon, one of the largest and most devoted TV fandoms. Entertainment properties cannot flourish these days without paying attention to fans, and that means paying attention to fandom. And the Supernatural fandom stands out even among other large online fandoms. There are many Doctor Who fans, for example, but they don't mobilize in the same way that Supernatural fans do. So, what's their secret sauce? An obvious place to start is demographics. Many fandoms with active and vocal online fan presences tend to be young, with a majority of members under 30 and predominantly female. Supernatural obeys this rule. Compared to the social baseline, Supernatural over indexes with online commentators under 24. This group is more likely to use social media, so it's no wonder Supernatural is famously social. The show has been able to replenish its youthful fan base over time, which is illustrated by both the fandom's behavior and its demographics. At Supernatural's onset, when female fans wrote fan fiction featuring original female characters on the Supernatural world, these OFCs were love interests for the Winchester brothers, either Sam or Dean. But as Sam and Dean aged and young fans continued to enter Supernatural fandom, the fantasy has changed. No longer do these young female fans dream of dating the Winchesters. They want to be adopted by them and fight demons together as a family unit.
Yeah. I'd go on adventures with them.
Fuck yeah. So cute. I love that so much. It's so wholesome. Um, there's a lot of fan fiction to go around because Supernatural fandom is heavily female, almost 80 to 20. They are also more likely to create fan works like fan fiction, which engage in the shows that they love. Fan fiction helps bridge the gaps where there is no new content, like between the seasons of a TV show. Women are also particularly social and very likely to find fan community in dominant social media spaces. So she has pie charts that talks about SPN commenters, and I will say
Mhm.
that based on my own research, this is a little it's a little bit of a misnomer because we know that active viewership is actually pretty 50-50. But what
Yeah, I
she's
was gonna
talking
say
about
you
is
debunked that, didn't you?
observable fan behavior,
Mhm.
and the observable fan behavior is very much women. So the community and spaces, says that the social baseline is usually about 47% men and about 53% women. And SPN commenters are about 20% men and 80% women. So she
Yeah.
goes on to say that even though the demographics are in Supernatural's favor, young female fans alone can't be the secret sauce. If you compare this fandom to that of the Maze Runner, another extremely young female fandom, Maze Runner fans are incredibly active on Twitter and Instagram. But aside from rallying around celebrities like the stars and the writer, they don't really demonstrate the organized behavior that Supernatural fans do because they're not as organized, they're not nearly as loud, and not nearly as seen. Supernatural fans self organize, and Maze Runner fans don't. Supernatural fans know how to put social media platforms to the most effective use and regularly do to make their voices heard. The Supernatural fandom's organization started early. At the show's outset, many of Supernatural's fans were female fans from other genres, like the X Files and fandoms. Sorry, it's just fandoms and genres. These fandoms were early internet adopters. They're fans responsible for the first online fan archives, email lists, and fan forums. Beyond that, they understood how ratings work, how networks operate. They would organize massive letter writing campaigns to prove that their often niche shows were beloved in efforts to keep them on the air.
Hmm.
So, like, we've heard a bunch of times from the guys talking about the quirkier episodes, things not
Mhm.
necessarily going as well, but they were kept because the fan bases were so active. And that's exactly what she's talking about in this
Yeah.
article. So, when those fans, like fans of the X Files, because of the time period, and also there's a lot of crossover between the people who worked on X Files and shows like that and then went to work on Supernatural,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
when we migrate to Supernatural, we already understood how to use the internet to promote favorite shows, right? So she says that they fed their communities into it so that outside forces like networks and advertisers had to pay attention. This starts with building a community from the ground up. Like the fan run Supernatural Wiki or Super Wiki, which has existed in some form since 2006. Shout out to Supernatural Wiki. We live because of you.
Mhm.
You're amazing.
Mhm.
and directing the energies of that community towards behaviors that are visible to networks. These days, that's hashtagging as much as letter writing. Even though many of the older genre fans who helped establish Supernatural fan spaces have moved on, I probably would disagree with that. The structure they created set a precedent for new fans. Supernatural has maintained its youthful fandom and therefore its fandom's enthusiasm. I'd also kind of disagree with that personally. I think we have a lot of different age ranges of fans now, but obviously
Yeah,
this was written
definitely.
a long time ago.
Mhm.
So, what I think is beautiful is we can see that this morphed, changed, and now we have everyone. We have much older listeners, we have much younger listeners, we have people who are born and like raised on the show because
Mhm.
literally they were born like the last year it came out, some of them, or afterwards, and they're raised on the show and they're raised going to conventions since they're little kids. Like we have all age ranges, and that's epic. So it says that there's a cycle where younger fans keep entering the fandom every year, partly thanks to Supernatural's presence on places like Netflix, which ensures that new fans can catch even the seasons of Supernatural that originally aired when they were too young to watch. Supernatural's fandom demographics predispose it for success, but the fandom would never have realized its full potential without the older genre fans who founded it. The younger viewers who came along later and saw and organized tweeting patterns and established fan spaces joined in, and Supernatural became a fandom juggernaut.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
And then I'm just going to summarize the rest of it. Basically, she talks about how um, what's unique about supernatural fandoms is how organized we were and how we use the internet. That there's a uniqueness to things like having Misha tweet what's actually happening in the episodes behind the scenes. That Supernatural was the earliest fandom to have live tweeting on a large scale. And that to this day, Supernatural Wiki will choose hashtags for what's going on in the fandom and let everyone know. So this has become like a rallying cry. And I think we can still see this today where especially on Instagram you have news outlets for Supernatural. Like SPN Verse is basically a news outlet entirely devoted to everything that's happening in the SPN Verse. Um we're so well organized. We have so much going on. Look at like all of the charities and things that Misha has put together. We know that he's raised millions for charities. The guys have pitched in, the fandom's pitched in. Like we as a fandom actually have a serious impact. She goes on to say that it was the fandom that really landed the Entertainment Weekly covers for Supernatural, and that Supernatural won this Entertainment Weekly cover battle because there was a system of votes that went in, and Supernatural fans were like, it has to be us. It has to be our boys. And then
That's really cool.
yeah, she basically goes on to show like demonstrations of all of this. Um, and then there's so much that comes from this. Like we have so much fan art, we have videos, we have photo edits, we have the stuff that we
Memes.
memes, all of that stuff. Like it's just embedded in the culture. They talk about things like fans sharing on Instagram, talking about Misha Collins's birthday, and then also creating all of these cool edits of Castiel talking about like how much they love these things and wanting to share their favorite scenes with him. So basically, this is really cool because it just gels everything together. Everything is so much more seen in the supernatural fandom as a result of this because it's multi-platform. Whereas like some fandoms will only have at this time when Twitter was still Twitter, some fandoms were really only using Twitter. The supernatural fandom was all over everything. We were on Tumblr, we were on Reddit, we were on
Oh,
Instagram,
Tumblr.
we've just infiltrated like every corner of the internet basically. And she goes on to say that not only that, but we have such distinct patterns of behavior that are specifically driven towards building community. And that is what has historically given us the pull to force the network to keep the show and protect it. And it's also what has given us like the ability to organize in the way that we do now, where there are charities run entirely off of the back of the fandom. I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys.
Hmm. So basically, the fandom is massive and amazing.
Exactly.
That's cool.
That is the message. That is the moral.
Okay, so I know that you've got some prank wars to go over, Joy. So I might as well put this in first because I feel like it's going to annoy you, and then you'll be in the mood for doing prank wars. So
Oh my god.
it is an update on Green Eye conspiracy.
Okay. I was
Basically,
like, it's either going to be about Sam's constipation face or it's going to
oh
be the
yeah,
Green
I
Eye
can talk about that as
conspiracy
well if you
theory.
want.
Yeah, throw it in there, girl.
Sam not having much fiber and then having lots of fiber. Anyway. Yeah, so I basically forgot about the Green Eye conspiracy from about mid-season on, but I did I think that Lilith might have had green eyes, although I can never tell with this show. Again, people that have blue eyes, they look like they have green eyes because of the lighting,
Mm-hmm.
or they change it. That's the conspiracy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so when she died in her death scene, I thought it looked like she had green eyes. And also, we did add Tessa this season,
Yeah.
and we had a comment from a listener, which I'm going to read out because I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on Spotify, and it was on our Metamorphosis episode, and it's from a listener called Samantha, and she said, I really think you're onto something with the green eye conspiracy theory, and then did a green heart. And so thank you, Samantha, because I agree.
There are a lot of people who actually really enjoy the Green Eye conspiracy theory, and there's also a lot of people who enjoy your Weetabix conspiracy theory. So, like, it is what it is. I just have to sit down and like let you guys go for it, I
Joy
guess.
doesn't like it when I mention Sam's constipation
I
face, but I
don't
think it's
love the
funny.
visual images.
And that's why I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, she does it on purpose, 100%. Okay, so prank wars. Just when you thought it was safe, I come back, and then I wrote evil laughter because Laura has this outline of like roughly what we cover at the end of season. So there's no script, but it's just like the points that we're going to cover. Like we have the end of episode games, our
Mhm.
highlights, our favorite character arcs, stuff like that, right? And it said prank wars, and then it said none from this season, and I was like, well, challenge accepted.
I don't think we've had
Also,
prank wars since season 1, or maybe 2. But yeah, carry on.
well, we're back. I'm back, better than ever. I've had people writing to me to tell me different doll pranks to pull
Yeah,
on
people are
Laura.
mean.
They don't mean it in a mean way, I swear to you. But like
They're being mean to me.
the banter is there, and I was inspired to find the world's most haunted dolls and tell you all about it. So welcome. Pull up a chair, grab a snack, get a blanket, light a protection candle if you feel so moved. And I'm going to dive into these haunted ass dolls. So, the first one is about Reagan's double in The Exorcist.
uh,
Yeah. Oh, buckle up. You're going to
all the
love
stuff to
this.
do with The Exorcist is horrible because that was like proper haunted. That
Yeah,
set.
it really was. So the article says, we've all heard of the Exorcist movie, the original horror that scared the shiz out of everyone who dared buy
Mhm.
that cinema ticket. But there's a lot more that happened behind the scenes. So much that it is thought that the movie itself is cursed. But does anyone remember the dummy used in the film? The scenes where the possessed girl would spin her head 180 degrees.
Yes.
Well, it has surfaced, and something seems to have been following it all of these years. Basically, there on Instagram, a guy bought the Reagan doll and
No.
put it up and says that it's haunted and it's been messing with him. So the article goes on to say this is easily the world's freakiest haunted object, and even Robert, oh no, I can't say that name, I'm
Don't say
sorry.
it. Ah, the doll.
Or even R the doll can't knock this creepy ass creation. But it has just come to light that it is actually haunted. The
Mm-mm.
dummy used effectively as Reagan's body double during the filming of her few possession scenes comes with a few crazy features of its own. Obviously, it can spin its head all the way around. But now the Instagrammer Profenix has this story. Because he has the doll. He says, I swear, lights would go out, things would fall off the shelves, tools would turn on automatically. Weird voices at night with no one there. Seriously weird stuff, no joke. He played
Mm.
host to the dummy when he was hired to do some restoration work on her, but I'm guessing that the attachment that comes with this doll went unmentioned.
Ugh, don't like it.
Yeah. No, it's freaky. Did
I'm
you
not surprised there's
know?
something attached to it after being on that film.
No, I think that the freakiest fact, hands down, is when the set caught fire and everything burned down except for where the dummy was sitting, the fire stopped.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
And it's like, why? It's terrifying,
Mm.
honestly. So, like, that's the one that I'm starting you off with is Reagan's doll. The next one is called Brit Mum Buys World's Most Horrifying Haunted Doll. And I'm going to read that to you because it's in England and I needed you to know that.
Where have you got this from? What, that headline sounds very like
The
tabloidy.
Mirror. Don't ruin this for me, Laura. So
Is
it
it the
says
sun?
Candace Collins claims she owns the UK's most haunted doll and says she's heard the terrifying toy speak to her 3-year-old son at night. The mum of three got the doll in June 2023 and claims her life has taken a bizarre turn since then. She lives in Cornwall and bought what has been touted as the UK's most haunted doll and says that her and her family have been haunted by it ever since, claiming that it speaks in the middle of the night.
Ooh.
She bought it off of eBay from Christian Hawksworth, who had initially picked it up at an antiques fair for just £3. The doll, named Norman, made headlines in 2023 when Kristen decided to put it up for sale after a string of bad luck, including an appendix that exploded, being shot,
Ooh.
failed car brakes, and a significant salary cut. Yeah, that's a lot of bad luck.
Being shot.
No thanks. Despite hearing these horror stories, Mom of Three Candace was intrigued and purchased the doll, which has blonde hair and wears a striped blue shirt on eBay for $200. Sorry, pounds. Candace, a paranormal investigator who hails from Falmouth and collects haunted dolls and other possessed items, hopes to one day open her very own museum of paranormal possessions.
Great. She
However,
can not gonna go
yep,
there.
Laura's like, don't add it to the road trip. No thanks. Since Norman's arrival in 2023, Candace claims her life has taken a bizarre turn, with the allegedly malevolent doll bringing lots of pain to the family. She told What's the Jam, quote, "As soon as I opened the box, the room went freezing cold and a heavy depression filled the air. I knew
Ooh,
there
that
was
doesn't sound good.
definitely something attached to this doll. I've worked with Norman a few times, but that same feeling comes washing over me. It fills my bones with dread. It didn't feel right from the beginning to keep him in the house, so I put him in a glass box with some holy water." She keeps the doll in a small outhouse in their garden so that it doesn't stay in the house and is kept at a distance from the family. However, she feels he has found a way to affect them. Candace added, "My health hasn't always been great, but it was under control. Since getting him, it's much worse. I have arthritis, headaches, and also random bruises that come up on my body for no reason. I've got a scratch on my back that looks like deep claw marks too. My partner, Nick, needs a
Mm-mm.
hip replacement that has taken a turn for the worse. It just feels like never ending bad luck. I don't know if it's a result of this demonic doll."
Well, she does know that she can just get rid of it, right?
She could sell it on.
You don't have to keep it in your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. She says she's heard Norman chuckling and having conversations with her
No.
3-year-old son at night.
No, thank you.
She says, "In the night, I can hear my little boy talking to someone. He's also starts laughing, which is very strange. I've had nightmares, which can be troublesome. I wake up in a panic because I'm drowning or being attacked by an unseen figure. I've even felt my hand being bitten while dreaming. I
Ooh,
sensed something making sounds in our bathroom and heard an evil voice calling my name in my sleep. It all felt so real."
don't like it.
Nope. It goes on to say that she grew up in a haunted house and she has a keen interest in the paranormal, and she's always owned dozens of supposedly haunted items. She runs Cornish Ghost Whispers, which is a paranormal investigation group, and reports to Cornwall Live. So she basically says that, like, she's heard lots of creepy things her whole life, and so she thought she would be fine with the doll. She
Hmm.
says he does remind her of something out of the Chucky movies, and it seems like he's getting to anyone who stands in his way. The bottom line is you're not safe around him, especially if you have children, as he wants them all to himself. I would never trust him around a child, as I think he's focused on manipulating them. It whispers things, words that can cause real harm, even death. I really do think he's the most possessed doll in the UK, maybe the world.
No, don't like it.
Yeah. Then the next one that I found,
How many have you got?
this is the last one, I think.
Okay.
Laura was like, no more. I'm done. Is from the Daily Mail. And it says,
Of course it is. See, I told you, tabloids.
why are you trying to ruin my fun?
I'm not.
It
I'm
says,
trying to make myself feel bad.
man who owns Britain's most haunted doll, linked to unexplained happenings dating back 70 years, says her eyes move and she's been captured rocking in her chair.
Mm.
So he runs a haunted museum in Stoke-on-Trent and has claimed to be the proud owner of the UK's most haunted doll, known as Scary Mary. He
Oh,
also
I think
has
I've heard of this guy.
Okay. He also has a host of other possessed artifacts. He appeared on This Morning to discuss Scary Mary that he adopted last year, and she dates back to 1951. He says, as soon as we had her, she started being active in our room. She's been seen many times on CCTV where the chair has spanned from side to side, rocked, her eyes have moved, and she's thrown herself out of the chair on 2 different occasions.
Ugh.
She lights up around the equipment and sometimes she likes to play with the equipment. So that he has all those like stereotypical paranormal investigation
I
tools.
like the cat balls and stuff.
Exactly. And they all react to her all the time. He says that they've had members of the public on tours there, and she was actually on the table in the center of the room. And then she was moving by herself in front of the visitors.
Mm.
They also saw her eyes move all the way over to the right. So, like, imagine you're just standing there and suddenly the doll's eyes just go.
No, I don't want to imagine that. Thanks. I will not.
She said, no, thank you. Um, so yeah, that's Scary Mary.
Thanks, I hated it.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. If you guys have seen any of these haunted dolls, because they obviously are on public display, tell us in the
Ugh.
comments. And if you've had any experiences, let us know. And if you've had experiences with haunted dolls, not these dolls, please tell me so that I can terrify Laura. Thank you.
I didn't. I think the second one was the scariest.
Yeah.
I was getting really creeped out during that.
Yeah, that one was really, really honestly spooky.
And then also, I think, I hope my cat jumped off something and I heard a noise.
Oh,
I was like,
no. I was telling these stories and I was like, I probably should have lit a candle, but I didn't light a candle.
I was holding onto my salt candle holder thing.
Yeah, that was a good
I've got
idea,
like
probably.
a huge chunk of
Himalayan
salt,
basically.
Yeah. I was holding onto it.
Yeah. My point of view reading her these stories is just Laura looking super uncomfortable, clutching a giant chunk of salt, being like, nope, nope, nope.
Well, if I've learned anything from Supernatural, it's that salt can protect me.
Salt is the answer to everything. Do you want to play end of season games?
Yeah, let's play games.
Okay. What are your top 3 episodes?
Are we going 3, 2, 1? Have you done it in an order, or have you just done any 3?
No, I did mine in order. I did mine
Okay.
in my favorite, and then like favorite to least favorite, basically.
Aside as well. I think we should
Okay.
start with our top, with our third one though first,
Oh, our third one. Mine was Yellow
and then
Fever.
go up to the top.
Okay.
I've got some honorable mentions, but
Yeah.
I'll do them later.
I have
So,
honorable mentions too.
3, I've got the monster at the end of this book.
That's a great one. That was my number 2.
Oh, okay. So that's yeah, I just love how meta that one is.
It's
What was your third one? Yellow Fever.
amazing. Yeah, so my third one was Yellow Fever. My second one was The Monster at the End of the Book, and my number 1 was Monster Movie.
Monster Movie.
No one's
My
surprised.
second is Monster Movie. I was going to put Monster Movie as my first, but then I realised that I think Lazarus Rising was my favourite.
It's a great episode.
Because
you have Cass, and you have the barn scene.
I was so excited to see what Dean being brought back to life meant. Bobby testing Dean wasn't a demon was hilarious.
Oh my god,
whole
that scene was
sequence.
amazing.
And then obviously Cass's entrance was epic. So yeah, I was like,
Hot.
actually, I think that is my favourite.
Yeah, no, that's a great episode. So Monster Movie was my favorite episode because I mean, I'm literally wearing a Universal Monster t-shirt right now. I have the Bride of Frankenstein on. I am obsessed with the Universal Classics horror movies.
Yeah.
I watched them a lot when I was younger with my grandfather. They're like core memories for me. I think that the old school monsters did horror really well, and they have these beautiful, often sympathetic creatures. Um, they're different, they just hit different. And that whole episode is an homage to the
Yeah.
originals. It's like
And it's really
we're
good.
standing on the shoulders of giants kind of a thing. Obviously, it's not taking itself too seriously, and it is fucking hilarious to boot.
Yeah.
The casting of the Bela Lugosi for that episode, perfect. Flawless. Could not have asked for more, and I'm a huge Bela Lugosi nerd.
Yeah.
Um, so I love monster movies so much. I love the tie-in with the fact that Jamie was real
Yeah.
and they helped a sick girl get better. And again, like the fandom just being amazing, like her being such a big fan. And then Kripke writing back and saying, "You get better, and we're gonna write you a part in this show, and we're gonna make you a part
Aw.
of your favorite thing." Like, it's just that just touches my heart, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that's weighed into my decision. But I love that episode. I've watched it so many times. I'm never gonna stop watching it. I love that it's black and white. I love that they wrote
Yeah.
their own score for it. I love all the Easter eggs and all the references. It's funny. Jamie's a perfect femme fatale. We all know I'm a sucker for a femme fatale. The shapeshifter doing all of the old monster movie villains. Oh my god. It's just like it's like catnip to me.
Mhm.
If someone was going to write an episode of Supernatural for me personally, that would be the episode that I would want. And so it's my number 1.
Yeah, that is good. But yeah, it was my second because I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed talking about it with you on our episode.
That episode was so much fun. That's one of my favorite episodes that we've recorded.
And I also really love black and white. Like, I think
Yeah,
it just looks cool.
it's just so classy. It's beautiful. Everything looks different. The spooky and mysterious looks more spooky and mysterious. People
Yeah.
look more elegant. It was absolutely amazing. And the hilarity of fucking Dracula with like his cape and running away on a scooter. There's so many funny parts in that episode. And the gag reel where the actor who's playing Dracula accidentally clocks Jensen one, like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
that's
good.
awesome. I love it so much.
Mhm. What were your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions were Wishful Thinking, After School Special, It's a Terrible Life, and In the Beginning.
Ah, mine were wishful thinking because of the teddy bear doctors.
Yeah, we
Yellow
love that part.
fever, and then it's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester.
I like that one a lot.
It's like the
That
cozy
almost made
Halloween
it.
vibes, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's really rewatchable. Like I'm gonna rewatch that all the time,
Yeah. I'm
especially around Halloween.
obsessed with so many of the characters, like the background characters in that episode.
Yeah, yeah, and then I also had in the beginning because it was fun seeing Mary's origin story.
Yeah.
Lucifer Rising, obviously, because it upped the stakes, and
Yep.
On the Head of a Pin was actually also a pivotal episode. I felt like because
Yeah,
we
it was
first
great.
find out about the blood drinking in that episode. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I know that's a lot of honorable mentions, but
No, it's fair. I have quite a few myself, so like I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
What was your scariest episode? I found this one really difficult to choose.
It was really hard because there were a lot of scary moments through this season.
Yeah,
Like
moments was easier
honorable
for me to pick.
mentions are probably like the eating and metamorphosis. The domestic violence in the Siren episode. What was that?
Hmm.
Sex and violence.
Yeah.
That was really terrible. Um There were a lot of scary moments, but the one that scared me the most is probably Lucifer Rising, right at the end, because when the cage opens and Sam and Dean are so scared and they're like holding on to each other and they look like little kids, we'd never see that from them. Even when they're
No.
facing their own deaths, like when Dean knows he's going to get ripped apart from like the hellhounds,
Oh yeah.
he's not
Mm.
looking forward to it, obviously, but he doesn't look as scared as he
Mm.
does in that moment. And like it makes it so scary because our heroes, our leaders, the only people who can save us are like holding on to each other like little kids. So that makes that part terrifying.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. I did go with I got two. I went with Metamorphosis because I just think the Rig was.
Gross.
scary, and like how
Yeah.
how he was eating and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and on the head of a pin with the torture scenes, like that was pretty scary as well.
Yeah, that was really scary. Yeah. Those are good
Yeah,
choices.
but I agree with you, at least for Rising as well. Um, Scariest moments was easier for me to think of.
Mhm.
So I had Alistair torturing Ruby in Heaven and Hell. That was
Yep.
really horrible.
Yep.
Um, the Rougarou eating people or just eating anything, like that actor we
Just
talked about
anything.
his
He was
eating,
amazing. Yeah.
it was just rank.
That was terrible.
It was good, but it was rank.
Yeah.
The ghouls in Jump the Shark, and
Oh god, they were so scary.
when we see the bodies of Adam and, was it Kate?
Yeah, I think so.
And when they're doing the blood licking. Don't like
Oh, yep.
that. Didn't care for it.
No, that was horrible. So for me, scariest moments that I didn't write it down, but yeah, Jump the Shark has to be in there. I actually try to block it out because that part with Adam at the end is so horrible to me. So I like literally just went, nope, doesn't exist. La 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 la. So yeah, that has to be in there.
We forgot
Lucifer
to talk about
Rising.
Adam in the character thing. Like what was that
Oh
about?
yeah. Like well, I guess because technically he's a ghoul the entire time.
Yeah, but like he was actually their brother.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so obviously what I just said was scary. Lucifer
Yeah.
Rising, the part that I described, like right at the end, is scary.
Yeah.
Yellow Eyes in the last scenes of In the Beginning is creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
And that was a whole body nope for me. Also the absolute horrors in Family Remains. I was not okay.
Oh yeah, Family Remains. I must have blocked that out.
Yeah, that one you definitely blocked out because that whole episode you were like, nope, 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 nope. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I have got it written down for something else, but I haven't written it down for scariest moments. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was gross. It was gross and it was scary. Least favorite episode?
Mm-hmm. This is where I had Family Remains.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Because I remember when we were talking about it, I was saying that it was really predictable until the very end with the brother. It was
Yeah.
predictable, and a dog died in it, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like the idea of froggers, and there was also a random doll's head in it.
Yeah. Oh my god, you hated that so much.
And I'm also still annoyed about the whole night vision thing.
Yeah. You had a lot to say that episode.
So I feel like that was my least favorite episode.
Yeah. My least favorite, I feel like you already know what it is.
Death Takes a Holiday.
Absolutely. I hated it. So I wrote Death Takes a Holiday. Sam lies to a dead kid and manipulates him. Tess's character
hot
is
way.
all messed up. Yep. Plot holes
Yeah.
everywhere. Why? Then Family Remains because ew.
The thing I liked about Death Takes a Holiday though was the whole them being ghosts thing.
That
And
was the
Dean
best part,
put his hand
honestly.
through Sam.
Yeah, he's like, get out of me. And he goes, prude.
Yeah.
No, those were the only redeemable features of that episode as far as I'm concerned. And other than that, it's like Croatoan. Like Croatoan had like one or two scenes that I wouldn't get rid of. But aside from that, I would like just delete those whole episodes.
I always forget about that one.
Fucking Croatoan. It's like Phantom Traveler, Croatoan, and Death
Bugs,
Takes
Joy,
a
you always
Holiday.
forget Bugs. Bugs is the
But
worst one.
I don't hate Bugs as much as everybody else.
I don't hate Phantom Traveler.
Like, Bugs is not a good episode, but I feel like I don't hate it as much as everyone hates it.
The only thing that annoys me about Phantom Traveler is that it's not about a Phantom Traveler.
Yeah, you were outraged.
That would have been a much better episode.
I love the scenes of Dean having a meltdown in the airplane, though, where Jensen is just throwing himself around and screaming his head off. That's great.
And it had the birth of Demon Dust. We would not have Demon Dust without
Phantom Traveler. It's true.
So it holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, same. Same.
Who was your favourite monster or villain? I've got
Tied between Lilith and Ruby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of them. I had Dracula from Monster Movie.
My problem is I don't think of him as a villain. Like I know he's a villain, but
That's why he's my
I love
favourite.
him.
Favourite
he's
monster or
amazing.
villain. And my second one was Sam.
That's predictable. Hot villain Sam is predictable. I saw
Yeah.
that coming.
He was my favourite villain. Dracula was
Yeah,
my favourite monster. Sam was my favourite villain. No,
that's perfect. Yeah.
I agree with Lilith and Ruby as well. I should have
Yeah.
mentioned them.
I'll let you tag along. Yeah. What was the best thirst trap for you this season?
Oh, right. I've got. Do I need to narrow this down? How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think I've got two. Like I managed to get myself down to two because I was like, if I start talking about thirst traps from this season, I will go on forever. So I made my top two.
Okay, you go.
So my first one is the barn scene. And in
Uh-huh.
parentheses, for those of you who've seen the rest of the seasons, I wrote, this is the only barn scene. Um, Dean killing Ruby and saying, I don't care is the thirst trap. And also, oh no, there's three. And then Cass getting Dean out of heaven. That's a
Uh-huh.
thirst trap. So like the barn scene where Castiel is walking forward and all the
So you've
lights are
got two
shattering.
Cass ones in your top
Yeah,
thirst
and they're
traps.
stabbing and they're shooting at him and he's just like completely unmoved and he talks in the really low
Yeah,
rumbling thunder voice.
that
That's
was
hot as
cool.
fuck.
Hmm.
Hot as fuck. Dean killing Ruby and being all, I don't care. Because she's like,
Yeah,
it's too late. It's already happened. He's like, I don't care. And then he just kills her. That
yeah,
was such a thirst trap. He's so angry. And then Cass rebelling against everything that he knows and breaking Dean out of heaven to save his wife. So romantic.
yeah.
How about
Okay,
you?
so mine were Sam not being affected by. I want to say Sam Hain in the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester, because that's the first time we realised that he was getting super strong. The first time we realised he'd
Yeah.
been having his Weetabix. There we go. There's the reference to that.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Sam being protective of Anna when the angels come to get her in heaven and hell. He like put his
Yeah.
arm out. He's like, no,
Yeah,
because we know I love him being protective.
we do.
Sam going into the blue bathroom with the gun in Jump the Shark, because again he was being
That was
protective.
hot. The biceps. Thank you.
um, Sam killing Lilith in Lucifer
Mhm.
Rising, and then had a
Yeah.
Dean one. Dean bursting in to save Sam from the ghouls in Jump the Shark.
Yeah, that was hot.
I think that might have been a hey. We like it when he does a hey.
We love a hey.
It was either a hey or a here's Johnny moment.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Those are
So,
always thirst traps.
so I guess I'm probably gonna choose overall. Let's go with Sam being protective of Anna. I liked that one.
Hmm. Yeah, my favorite one is the barn scene, and I'll tell you why. Because the thirst trap is Cass and also Dean. It's a Cass Dean thirst trap.
Gusty.
It's dual.
Okay, right. Favorite quotes. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5. I've got
I have
6.
I got all of them. Like I went through the season and I cherry picked everything that we had banter about. So I might not be able to like do the whole thing. But my ultimate was that was scary from Yellow Fever because it's so adorable.
Yeah. That
So if
was
I
sweet.
had to pick one, that is the one that I would pick. Other ones that I loved are in Monster Movie when Dean says, "Come on, man, it's like the good old days, an honest to goodness monster hunt. It's about time the Winchesters got back to tackling a straightforward black and white case." And then when Dean says, "We've still got to see the new Raiders movie," and Sam says, "Saw it," and Dean's like, "Without me," and Sam says, "You were in hell," and Dean says, "That's no excuse." Sam talks to Ed Brewer and he says, "Can you describe her assailant?" And he's like, "Oh, he was a vampire." And he's like, "Okay, right. And by that you mean?" And Ed's like, "A vampire." And he's like, "Uh-huh." And he's like, "So he's a vampire, with the fangs and the slicked back hair and the fancy cape and the little medallion thingy on the ribbon." Um, I love that so much. Like Monster Movie has so many. And then there's the pizza guy at the end where
Mhm.
Dracula's like, "You have brought the repast. Excellent. Continue to be of such service and your life will be spared." And pizza's guy's like, "Uh-huh. That'll be 1550." And Dracula's like, "Tell me." And the pizza guy goes, "Yeah." And Dracula says, "Is there garlic on this pizza?" And he's like, "I don't know. Did you order garlic?" And Dracula's like, "No."
No.
And he's like, "Then no. Look, mister, I've got 4 other deliveries to make. You want to just pay me the money so I can go?" And Dracula's like, "Of course, yes, but I have a coupon." I died. It's so funny. And then for Yellow Fever, you have Dean's whole rant about like who hunts monsters. That was so funny. Um, Sam being like, "Are you going the speed limit?" And Dean's like, "Yeah. I'm not gonna make a left hand turn." And that whole rant, that one's hilarious and amazing. I love it so much. And then in the wishing well, when Wesley says, "Be careful what you wish for," you know who says that? Good-looking jerks like you guys. The ones who got it so easy because you happen to be handsome. And then Sam and Dean are like, "Easy," in unison. And Wesley says, "Yeah, women look at you, right? They notice you." And Sam's like, "Believe us, we do not have it easy." And Dean's like, "We are miserable. We never get what we want. In fact, we have to fight tooth and nail just to keep whatever it is we got." And then they give that whole beautiful speech about being miserable bastards, and that's what makes the world good. Um, and then Sam's like, "Right, you get what you want, you get crazy." And Dean's like, "Just take a look at Michael Jackson or Hasselhoff." And that was so funny. I
Yeah.
have more, but I think I'm gonna leave it there because otherwise it just gets silly. So what about you?
Okay, I've got a few, but they're short. So I've got in Lazarus Rising, I've got Dean saying, "You were supposed to take care of her, not douche her up." About the Impala.
Yeah, that was really good because he has like that iPod jack in the Impala, and Dean is like, "This is so
I was
wrong.
dead, and
What
you've
have you
done this to my
done?"
car.
Yeah,
In Monster at the end of this book, I had gigantic ducks.
gigantic darks is amazing.
In It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester, I had astronaut.
Astronaut is one of the best lines. It's supernatural.
From Wishful Thinking, Dean saying, "And on Thursdays, we're teddy bear doctors."
Oh, I love that line.
And then I've got two more. So Cass in On the Head of a Pin saying, "Uriel's the funniest angel in the garrison. Ask anyone." Just completely deadpan.
Yeah. It's like, did you just actually make a joke?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
And then for my last one, from When the Levee Breaks, is Bobby saying, "Here, let me look this up in my demon detox manual." Oh wait, no one ever wrote one.
Yeah,
Because
that's a great
sarcastic Bobby
line.
is my favourite.
Sassy, sarcastic Bobby is the win, always. He's amazing.
Yeah, they were my favourite from. I mean, I did narrow it down to 6 out of 22 episodes, 21 episodes. So yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Really,
that's good.
really good going.
Right, we've got a few more categories left.
Yep.
Favourite motel. I've only got one and an honourable mention.
I've only got one.
I wonder if it's the same one. What's yours?
I don't know. So I really like the one that we see in Lazarus Rising. I don't know if it counts. I don't
Hmm.
know if it's a hotel or a motel. I'm not sure. But it was really fancy. I love the tiger decor and the whole like allusion to the fact of like Sam and Ruby getting on this motel room. It was a pretty sexy motel room.
Yeah.
There's all the glass and everything. So it was a little bit dirty and a little bit rock and roll, and I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, cool. Well, I liked the purple and green one that was in It's Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester, and it was
Oh,
like
that's a
crushed
really good
velvet
one.
and green
Yeah.
because they're like purple and green together is one of my favorite color combinations. I liked it, and then my shout out was Bobby's Panic Room
Yeah, that's a cool room.
because that was also a new character this season.
It was a new character.
So we have just got favorite out of context quotes left, favorite Easter egg, and
Mhm.
overall MVP. So
Mm.
out of context quotes,
Okay.
I've got
Do you
6
wanna
again.
go first or you want me to go first? Because I have a collection.
Okay, I'll go first because it'll probably be. Well, I've got a few, but they'll be short again. So I've got
Okay.
the whole thing where you were saying about the sneaky, sneaky murder rope in the Chris
That you
Angel,
Googled. Yeah.
Chris Angel's douche rag.
Yeah.
I've got another one that you did, which was Gooligans in
That
Jump
was
the
one of
Shark.
my finer moments.
Gooligans was good, and it was even funnier because I just completely didn't react to it at the time, and you had to point it out, and I was like, "No, that was funny." I was laughing inside. Um,
So much of the time she reacts to nothing that I say, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
What in the Vampire Diaries is going on with Sam?
That's one of my favorites. That's you.
Not all angels.
Not All That's in my list as well. Yeah, that's you as
I think
well.
that might be my favorite.
Yeah, Not All Angels was incredible.
Jed is dead, baby. Jed is
Jed
dead.
is dead.
And then the Holy Loop from
That's
Lazarus
in my
Rising.
list too. Yeah, that's you as well. I love that one so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what were yours?
Mine are I Am Not Your Father. It's reverse Star Wars. That's from the Rapture. And that's Laura. Me saying Hannah says, "Hi guys," and everybody almost dies. In the Rapture again. In the monster at the end of this book, it's Laura saying he tells Chuck he's a fan of his work. Does he mean Dean? And it's a picture of Castiel. And it's my favorite thing ever. Because he even looks really longingly like
He
in that
does.
photo.
He looks at Dean.
Yeah, he does. He literally does. It's amazing. That's the best spot ever. Um, then in It's a Terrible Life, it's Laura saying he's like, if Trump was an angel, I'm the best angel that's ever been an angel of Zachariah. And she picked a picture of him where he genuinely looks like he's standing like Donald Trump too. It makes it so much funnier. Um,
There's never been a better angel.
never. Other people who think they're better angels than me, sad. In On the Head of a Pin, Laura says, what in the Vampire Diaries is going on with Sam? It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester. Laura says, not all angels. And it's a picture of Uriel on a bench. It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester. Me saying, I love Roadkill Dude, and I'm sad that he got zombie murdered.
I nearly chose that one.
It's just such an unhinged sentence, but it's also really accurate, and it makes me laugh every time I see it. And she picked the best photo for it because he's standing there in his roadkill costume with his mouth hanging open. He's fucking hilarious. Then I have Laura with the holy lube in Lazarus Rising. It's a picture of Dean's face slathered in the holy lube. So we worked out that the holy water was like laced with lube to make it stick to the actor's face.
And that Jensen doesn't like it.
And Jensen hates it, and his expression of hatred is very real. And that's all. Those are my favorites.
Very good.
I'm so proud of us. We're very funny.
They do make me laugh when I'm making those posts.
Yeah. They make me laugh when I read them.
Yeah, your Easter eggs. So out of all of Joy's Easter eggs, I have actually got 3. I think I'm going to do it reverse order. So prophecies that came true.
Oh, that was a fun one.
That was a good one. The poison candy myths and the real story behind it.
That one was deep. That was fun to do too. I love Halloween.
Yeah, but I decided my favorite was the female magicians.
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I kind of forgot about that. That was a cool piece of history, and like, well, it's modern too, but like, I loved learning about the ones from like the 1800s and the 1900s who were in this very male-dominated field, but winning. I thought that was really cool. I couldn't remember if I had a say in this category, but I was just like, my personal favorite one was Jamie in Monster Movie, like the real Jamie, and the fact that she drives around a baby and she got all better, and like, it just, they wrote an episode for her. I'll never get over that. That's beautiful.
That is lovely. Right, we just need to decide on our overall MVP for the season.
I wonder if we're going to agree about this. It's going to be entertaining, I think. What's yours?
Well, I have a question mark, but I had Cass question mark.
Me too.
Oh
wow.
So I put, he rescued Dean from hell at the beginning, brought him back to life.
Yeah.
He rebelled, and then eventually he got Dean to where he needed to be at the end. It might have been a bit too late, but he did it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he'd been on board when Dean first shouted at him, they would have saved the world.
Yeah, so if he'd made him materialize one room over, it would have been fine.
Yeah, we would have been all right. Or that. But he was definitely the most valuable player, I feel like, because without Cass, there is no Dean. Without Dean, everybody dies. I feel like we should all know this. So
I feel like Dean would have probably been the second, because it can't be Sam, obviously.
Sam's all like off the rails this whole season. I want to give him an honorable mention because he's trying, bless him. Like, he thinks he's turning something evil into something good, and I understand where he's coming from so hard.
I don't know, if I had an honorable mention, it would probably go to Bobby.
Bobby's amazing. But Bobby deserves some kind of like bronze medal or something.
Yeah. Did you have a different reason for Cass, or did you agree with what I said?
I think we're basically on the same page about it, because like Lazarus Rising, Cass resurrects Dean. We have to have Dean for this whole season. Even the angels are like, Dean is so important to everything. Dean is the plan. So I feel like Dean is like so crucial, and we only have Dean because we have Cass doing all of these things in the background. Like, you have Cass breaking him out of the green room. You have Cass coming to him and giving him key information. You have Cass telling him
Mm.
about what Sam's doing and like trying to stop it from happening, sending him back in time, giving him his whole history. Like Cass is just such an incredibly key player in this season. I have to give it to Castiel.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I wasn't sure if we were going to have the same one for that.
Me neither.
So yeah. So is that it?
That's it. That's a wrap.
So yeah. So thank you to all of our listeners. We definitely have a lot of newer listeners now, which is great. Like we said before. Please, if you enjoy the podcast and want us to be able to continue, consider giving us a 5-star review on Spotify, because that is one of the main things that will help us grow. Commenting on our episodes as well also really helps, and also because we love hearing from you. So I guess we'll see you in season 5.
See you in season 5.
We will be taking a break in between seasons. So next week there won't be an episode, but the week after there will be. And that kind of coincides with Christmas as well. So Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And we'll see you in the new year for season 5.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. We would be very grateful. And if you know someone who would enjoy it, please share.
You can find us on Instagram at the Witches of Letters podcast, or you can email us at thewitchesofletters@gmail.com.
Until next time, stay safe out there, have each other's backs, and always keep fighting.